Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and it's Saturday evening here, so the weekends we try to do projects that are not really at the centre of the farm enterprises. They're more stuff we want to do, and I've got with me Neve, who is my better half. If you're new to the channel, Neve helps out in the farm whenever she's got free time, and Neve also is really interested in growing, so she does pretty much all the growing here on the farm. I help out wherever I can, but it's Neve that drives that and drives the garden. So we're in the small polytunnel here, and we're setting up a propagation area. So we're setting up a heat bench. Neve, if you want to talk us through what you're going to do.
Hey, so we have a wooden bed here that Cahill has made. It is the length of one tray, which is perfect for propagation. This is used for germination, just for the first stage, to get the seedlings ahead and give them a better chance so they're stronger. We have a bed of insulation here on the bottom, and there is a layer of plastic here. The plastic's there to contain the sand, the moisture, so we will dampen the sand because it will hold the heat better. The heat will be coming from a cable that will run through the sand, and then we'll put more sand on top. And we've got extra insulation over here, and we'll pop that on at night time to keep more heat in the bed, and it'll make our seedlings really strong and give them a better chance when they go out in the garden. So we are all done here. The sand is nice and level. It's covering all of the wire, and we've got our insulation here. So just keep in mind the height to make sure that there's enough room for your seedlings to grow. And we have a thermostat down here, so you can adjust the temperature. The controls here, and that's the thermostat in the sand. We're going to put in a compost bed here and give the potting bench a little polish, and we're good to go.
Neve's already been propagating, and this is basically a baby version of what we made. So this little pad here heats up, and it warms up the soil in these guys, and then it helps the seeds germinate. And she's got lots of stuff going on here. I'm not sure, I think these are a lot of peppers, some sweet, some chili, and we got like some aubergines, and this guy here is coriander. We've got some more seed set here, and probably experimenting with stuff as well. And on this window, I've got more, pretty much every window has been utilised for growing here. And in the sitting room window, we've got our tomatoes. Here we've got our tomatoes, and that's the aubergines there. We always start early with tomatoes inside in the house, because it's just it's not economical to heat our polytunnel. So all the early stuff gets started in the house, but then once like this is only, I think we've got maybe 15 pots of tomatoes, so it's fine for sitting on a window. But then once the season gets going, we use our polytunnel for doing all our propagating. Hey guys, been a busy day, but I've got my brooder completely sheeted. Sorry I didn't really capture much of the content, but I just went at it hard today and I got it all covered. I'll give you a quick look around and maybe talk a little bit about what I'm going to do with it. I haven't been recording much this morning because I've been just getting at it. I've got the roof on. My brother-in-law gave me a hand to get the sheets up, and then I just screwed them down, and now I'm working on the back wall here. I'm just going to put the sheets up, then I'll come along with the angle grinder and zoom, just trim all them off. I've made the roof 150 mil lower than I had intended, so I've got a little bit extra cover in the block here, but it's fine. It'll stop any water getting at the block, so it's actually worked out in my favor. And look inside, starting to get looking good. I still got to come along with the barge trim and trim all the edges, and that'll cut out a lot of that. I'm probably going to leave this. It's pretty well vented here. I'm probably going to leave it because the heat will rise up and it'll vent out there, and it'll draw in fresh air from under the tin, hopefully. So I think I'm going to leave them just like that, so it'll create a bit of airflow and just get some air turnover. So on the front of the brooder here, my plan is to put perspex, and inside the brooder is going to be a little dark, but it's just right for the chicks. My plan is to have as much light in here as I can. I didn't want to put in flimsy roof skylights, so I'm leaving this. This is going to be covered with perspex, and I'm also going to make it so that it can open up, and I will put chicken wire in front so that kids or whatever, the neighbours or anyone coming to the farm can come along here, look into the brooder, not disturb the chicks, but get a good view of what's happening as well. I'm also going to put on my gutter. I've allowed myself one more week to finish the brooder. I've got to finish this front wall here. I've got to install lights, waters. I've got to do a bit of cleaning up around the place and a few tidy up jobs. But all in all, I'm really happy with how the brooder's turning out. When I started this project, my brief for this project was to build a brooder. My budget was €1,500, and it needed to brood a maximum of 500 chicks per batch, and it needed to last a minimum of 10 years. So that was kind of the brief I set out for myself. Someone asked in one of the previous videos, how much did it cost? I budgeted 1,500, and then theoretically I came in under budget, but I did put some costs on other things like the base, the gravel, and the digger. I knocked that cost off to doing the work I was doing with the digger at the time. And so realistically, if I was really true, I'd say about €2,000, because I also have acquired brooding equipment over the last couple of years, lights, feeders, waters. So I think if I was to sit down and pencil it all out, I've put about €2,000 into this brooder. But this is a solid structure. We got a lot of big wind here, so I'm confident it's solid. I've really went heavy duty on everything. And I can brood 6 batches of 500 chicks in here comfortably. It's a nice size. It's almost it's 37.5 square meters, so I can comfortably do batches of 500 chicks, 6 a year. So that could be a maximum output of 3,000 chickens a year. So it'll pay for itself that way. And I only need it for brooding the chicks during the summer, so I have a storage area for the winter time, which is really handy because I am limited with my storage areas. I'm using egg mobiles and stuff like that here, so all this really helps. And yeah, so if you're going to buy a chicken from Heather Hill Farm in the next probably 10 years, then it will have started the first 3 weeks in this brooder. So you just seen how its house was made for its first 3 weeks, and then we get them out onto pasture. I've just got to come along now, set up some electricity for lights. I'll run all that up high out of the way. We've got to get some water. I'm going to put nipple drinkers and just the normal gallon waters in here. Just like to have both available. I've got to hook up some water. I'm going to have a tap right at the door and make a little switch over area as you come in, so that the brooder always has its own boots. So I'll have a little box section at the door, which will be for you to change over. But that's it, and I'll hopefully get it all finished off next week.